This video may convict many people, but it's the truth. Over the last couple years, I've learned a lot. And I praise God because He's given me and my wife the ability to do things for the kingdom that I could never imagine we would be doing. He's given me the ability to preach the gospel at this point to thousands of people. People are coming to church, people are being discipled, people have been baptized. My wife and I have written 2 songs. I've interviewed pastors and evangelists. I've made many videos that have encouraged hundreds of thousands of believers on social media. We even started a faith-based daycare that God is continuing to bless to this day. But I very quickly realized something. As God began to give us the grace to operate in the gifts and the abilities that He's given us, many people did not support us or encourage us. Many of them are closest friends and family. Some people watching can relate. God has begun to use you in your gifts. You've been successful in your business, but many of the people who you thought would be there to support you and encourage you are nowhere to be found. Unfortunately, most of them your closest friends and family. I've been guilty of this myself over the last couple years, but God has revealed to me some of the issues of jealousy and envy that many people struggle with, including myself at one point. Now, let's make this clear. We don't do anything for the approval of other people or just to receive praise and recognition from other people. But God actually hardwired us to receive praise and recognition, which we'll talk about in a moment. So what's the point of this video? 2 reasons. First reason, I want to encourage you to keep doing what the Lord has called you to do. Keep operating in the gift that God has blessed you with. It seems like no one is supporting you, but God is with you. He sees you. You don't need support from anyone else but God. Keep on going. Second reason, ask God to examine your heart for jealousy and envy. Ask God to examine your heart and be sincere. Have you ever seen someone post an accomplishment or a success story and instantly just get offended for some reason? Or maybe you've seen someone in person after hearing about their recent accomplishment and you don't want to acknowledge it or congratulate them? Have you ever thought to yourself, I can't let them know that I know about their new success because then I'll have to congratulate them, and plus they might get a big head. Or God forbid that they know what they're doing is actually good or a blessing from God. It's not your job to humble people. It's your job to encourage your brother and sister. Sometimes we take it upon ourselves to keep people humble, but that's not our job. Never does the Bible say to keep your brother humble. As a matter of fact, it says the opposite. Listen to this. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 11. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up. Hebrews chapter 10 verse 24. And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, encouraging one another. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up. Those are just 3 of many scriptures that talk about encouraging one another. We should be encouraging one another and building each other up. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves to others and getting jealous. God reminds us to encourage one another because He made us to receive praise. He Himself will tell us, well done, good and faithful servant. His word also tells us that He will give us rewards in heaven. Don't worry about people becoming prideful. It's not your job to deal with them. The Bible warns us many times to humble ourselves. James chapter 4 verse 10. Humble yourselves before the Lord and He will lift you up. 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 2. Be completely humble and gentle. If we don't humble ourselves, God will humble us. James chapter 4 verse 6. God opposes the pride but shows favor to the humble. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 5. The Lord detests all the proud of heart. Be sure of this, they will not go unpunished. It's God's job to do the humbling, not your job. It's your job to encourage that person and build them up. In today's world, with the influence of social media, we have become so jealous and envious of others. We must ask God to examine our hearts and ask for forgiveness and begin to encourage one another. So be encouraged today. God bless you.